Okay, talk about what happens to Christians once the rapture happens in heaven, and take me up to the return of Jesus Christ, and then I've got a question for you right there.
At the rapture of the church, immediately, in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15 tells us we will stand before Jesus Christ. And at that point, the judgment seat of Christ will take place. The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 10, Romans chapter 14 verse 10 says that we will all stand, all Christians will stand at the judgment seat of Christ. Not to determine whether saved or lost. You'll never get to the judgment seat of Christ unless you're saved. It is for the purpose of judging our works, whether they were good or whether they were no good. The good works would be those gold, silver, and precious stones works talked about over in 1 Corinthians chapter 3. And they would be works that we do in His power for His glory. In that same passage in 1 Corinthians 3, there are wood, hay, and stubble works. Those will be works that Christians do in their own power and for their own glory. They will be burned up. You will suffer loss. At the judgment seat of Christ, you will receive one or as many as 5 crowns. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 27 talks about a crown incorruptible for bringing your body under subjection. 1 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 19 talks about a crown of rejoicing for being a soul winner. The book of James chapter 1 and verse 12 talks about a crown of life that is given to those who yield not to temptation. Temptation is not sin. It's yielding to temptation that becomes the sin. Don't yield to it, you get a crown of life. 1 Peter chapter 5 verses 1 to 4 talks about a crown of glory for those of us who are Christians who help other members of the body of Christ to grow. And the Apostle Paul said, I ran the race, I finished the course, I kept the faith, and laid up for me is a crown of righteousness, but not for me only, but for all that eagerly anticipate and love the appearing of Christ. That's the book of 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 8. Those crowns, according to the book of Revelation chapter 4 verse 10, will be taken to the throne where Jesus is seated, laid at His feet in thanksgiving. But it also prepares our wedding garment. We will be married to Jesus Christ. After the judgment seat of Christ, there will be a marriage ceremony. Revelation chapter 19, verses 7, 8, and 9 talks about the marriage ceremony in chapter 19, verse 7. Chapter 19, verse 8 talks about our garment, which will be our righteous acts, and that will be determined at the judgment seat of Christ. And then, of course, Revelation chapter 19, verse 9 talks about this time of joy and celebration in the marriage supper of the Lamb. And that will last, as does that ceremony for a Jewish wedding. It lasts in a Jewish wedding today 7 days, but it'll last for 7 years in the heavenlies. And then we will mount white horses in chapter 19, verses 11 and 14, and return to the earth with Jesus Christ after that 7-year period of time. That will happen in the heavenlies while damnation and judgment is taking place on the earth.